We have to step back. Who wants to be the, let's see, who wants to be the observing client?
I'll be the observer first.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, so who is going to be you and who's going to be your business? Sorry, you can't see us.
Will it be me?
What's that? Oh, yeah.
And I'll be your business.
Beth, will you be my business?
Just kind of touch at the screen and do self and for the business.
Would you be myself? And would you be my business?
Yes, the heart of the business.
Part of it.
Can you see us and hear us from here?
Yes.
You're watching you and the heart of your business. You are the client, sorry, the client of the constellation.
Yeah.
Does everyone understand this? I'm sorry. I want to make sure this because it's revealing to me. The constellation is watching me and the heart of my business interact. Yeah? Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Right, you can see.
Well,
So if I turn around, you go back to the side of me?
I don't know. Yeah.
So you want me to turn my back on you?
Yeah.
Alright.
So,
It just means I have to keep an eye on you like this.
Whatever.
you're both in there. And actually,
I kinda don't care.
Mhm.
I mean, I care, but I want to say I need a break.
Mm.
I need a break from intensity.
Mm.
So just place your.
I feel like I want to roll my shoulders.
About which is which, and then I'll step back and forth.
Actually, I want to lean on you. I do.
You can try.
Okay, so they're now both in there.
This is nice.
And which one would you like to me to start with?
Let's just try something. Would you turn around?
Okay.
Lean back this way. Is that right?
I feel like I don't get to see you.
Yeah.
It's interesting that my
I
first
want
impression
to
was
be
doing a little
leaning on
pressure.
you, like a cozy
A little
kitten.
like,
Ah.
This doesn't feel
Yeah.
like anything peaceful.
What happens if you sit on the floor?
What? Josh, how are you feeling? Like, what are you feeling?
I'm feeling like this engagement with like, all right, like if things aren't quite right for you, let's do it. Let's figure out what needs to happen.
yeah, once you kind of get.
I don't know. I feel good and feel good about having this one here and
Just because I feel.
having
And this is here, so this is what I have.
doing the lean on my back thing just doesn't feel
I
right.
can't hear you, Leslie.
So doing the leaning on my back thing doesn't feel right. Like
And
I feel like I want to have
you step
this
off.
in front of me.
Yeah, I feel like 4 years old,
And
and I just want to throw a little tantrum,
Wanting to be aggressive.
and I just want to, like, that leading was kind of like, oh, I just want to like take a nap here. Sitting down kind of scares.
And it's not because
I don't want to tell her.
I'm angry about it.
I,
It's not anger.
yeah, I wanna be cozy.
And because this is here, this
I don't wanna
is
sit on
it.
the floor.
And
Then I feel like banished or something. I don't want to be banished.
You what?
I would feel banished
Right.
if I sat on the floor. I just want to feel cozy. I want to feel taken care of. Yeah, like I don't really want to be adult.
You don't really want to be, what was that word?
Adult. An adult.
a little bit of
Like that's too much.
there's a little bit of like,
At least right now.
and there's a little bit of not fully
I want you to take care of me,
Mm.
and I'm feeling neglected a little bit. But I'm also feeling like I want my blankie, I want my snacks, I need my nap time. Like I'm little. I need those things.
not
Can't
scared.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm not sure what that actually means or what to do.
I don't even like really anything to ask.
It's very straightforward. I need my blankie, I need my snacks, I need my nap.
Alright. Should we call it there, or?
I think we're good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We.
I decided
Beth,
food
can you
is a
just
good.
toggle on on the little picture of the other video, so it's not him?
Okay.
Oh yeah. I think click on
Oh.
your face.
On me.
Mhm.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go, thank you.
Okay. Who's next?
So I'm sorry.
You want to do the client?
Well, actually, I think we do need him on there because
We interact.
he's going to be interacting with one of us. I can be the client, but
Okay.
let's switch it back.
Okay. So who's what? Can we switch?
Yeah, yeah. It would be me
Mhm.
and John, part of my business.
Let me switch back into this and see if
I want
there's
to
any
like shake your hand,
to have that reaction.
kind of like introduce myself to you, like hello. There's something new about you.
No, I'm really becoming aware of, I think I feel it from both of them. Both of them.
I'm feeling kind of good.
Which is this aggression.
I like you. I'm
There's a third.
excited. Kind of. I'm happy.
We're happy. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like I'm curious. I want to get to know you better, and it feels like there's a richness, a depth, a conversation. Open.
Opening.
Opening.
Feels like
Yeah.
and a sense of adventure and possibility.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. That too. Possibility, opening, like something bigger coming, happening, brewing. Yeah, the moving groups. I feel like let's get together, buddies, and then we're good.
All right.
Anything else?
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, I feel like it's all like moving, and it was the heart opening, but also the third chakra, like, and all the chakras actually. A lot of the body chakras, just like movement and just energy flow. It's good. Good. I'm good.
And this one agrees.
You good?
We can do a high five on that.
Thank you.
Are we good? Okay. Good to meet
Okay.
The right next one is for sure.
Okay. So, you are me?
He was just part of business if you want to
Oh,
switch.
no, okay. So you are me, the client, who runs,
Okay.
you are the heart of my business.
Very strongly over here.
Hello.
Hello.
How goes?
I feel good. Like interesting. I had more of a reaction when you were like, when you had your eyes closed and you're kind of like doing this and like, kind of this minor freak out. But now you're here and looking at me and like, I feel better.
Mm-hmm. I was just kind of letting the role come in and noticing like I feel full of like rainbows and sparkles.
What? Full of what?
Full of rainbows and sparkles. Just like colorful and diverse and exciting to look at, that kind of thing. Only like feeling inside feels really nice.
Yeah, I'm noticing a little bit of restlessness.
Can I ask, is it a physical restlessness?
Yeah, my hands are kind of doing this kind of thing a little bit.
Maybe typing?
I don't know if it's typing or
Drumming?
Could be. There's a table right in front of me, and it was kind of bouncing off of that, sort of like. kind of this kind of thing.
Okay.
It could be a typing thing.
Yeah. Could be.
I feel fine about that.
Okay. Anything else?
Kind of feel like I'm here for you to engage with when you want and how you want. I feel like I'm here to engage with you when you want and how you want.
That's a consistent message that I've been getting. Mm-hmm. Great. Well, I think it's.
How do you want?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks. I'm gonna switch the camera. Awesome. So I guess we get a little break. I'm gonna move the camera and the microphone. Yeah. So John, I purchased this book, NLP for Writers, and it's really about it's really NLP as it applies to the writing of fiction, mostly.
Sorry, guys, you were really fast.
Yeah, we were.
No worries.
Did you want to look at it?
Oh yeah, I love these feature subjects too.
Do you? I haven't ever looked at them before.
They just have so many different topics. I mean, who has a book on NLP for writers? This series.
That series. It's the only one out there. That's why I decided to buy it. That you're from?
Yeah. Trying to organize this evening.
I'm gonna go grab a glass of water.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough of an impression. I want to go back to these guys. Wow.
Because we had parts of business that were like, let's rock and roll.
What's your experience with Leslie?
That's great.
Yeah, isn't it neat? From a craft perspective, it's super useful. I've actually been talking to my clients about the belief system of their clients, of their characters. That is a new concept that I haven't seen. I saw it mentioned once in one craft book, but nobody talks about it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I want to bring it in, but I kind of lack some of the languaging, so this is really useful.
Okay, guys, sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
You guys were so good.
You're speedy. You did 3. Well, 2 out of 3 of us are cruising. He went to get some water.
Okay, so there are 2 themes for tonight that we're going to end up merging. Well, there are actually three themes, but the nuts and bolts theme, there's 2 of them. And I wonder if John got his John, did you get your email with the attachments?
Let me look.
I'm sorry?
Let me look.
Okay.
See any attachments on that one?
I'm sorry?
I did not see any attachments on that one. It's right there.
Oh, good. So the theme is support. a lot of people had a reaction to this when I suggested it as a topic. The nice thing about this is that the main thing to consider around support is a major reframe I want for everybody here around support. So first of all, why get support? Because we can't do it on our own. I'm a big fan of Elizabeth Warren, who says, you didn't get rich on your own. Somebody built those roads that you got your products to market, and somebody trained those workers who educated them, and that stuff.
Yep.
I love that. I mean, this idea that I built it on my own. It's like nobody does that, right? Now, some of us, I'm actually one of them, have a perception of ourselves. John may have some of this too, of kind of lone rangers. Of it being difficult to get support, reach for support. And even those of us who are the most Lone Rangers are still doing it with support. All of us.
Yeah.
I mean, there's another piece I could have put in here is your past experiences, your education, your whatever, whatever class you happen to be born into that, had decent schools or whatever it is. What I want to do is go through these areas of support, and this part's going to be brief. And actually, we're probably not going to spend enough time on this. And I invite you, if this feels useful to you, go home with this worksheet and spend more time with it than we're going to spend here. Okay. You'll see the categories that I've rather arbitrarily come up with. Some of these are things you're going to go, yes, of course, that's support. I understand that as support. Other ones you'll think, that's support? I hadn't thought of that as support. Okay? So before you leave here today, I want you to notice that you're more supported than you think you are, and to begin thinking about what pieces you would like to grow into. Some which may be just something you can go out and make happen, and others which may need some ecology work over time. Yeah. So the first category, and I'm just going to name the categories first, and then I'll go back to them. Friends, family, colleagues. Number one. Number two, hobbies, exercise, sports, volunteering, arts, other activities that matter in your life that have nothing to do with your business. The third thing, your home, your neighborhood, city, your property, and your stuff. Okay. 4, spirituality, source, nature, the planet, just the reality of existence itself. Okay? The fact that we have gravity and don't have to figure out how to say stop to the planet. 5, paid support. And this was a really interesting one for me when I started realizing how much I already had the first time I thought about this. That could be coaches, continuing education, conferences, but then all the other things that you may think I'm not. PayPal, yeah, that's support. Web designers, newsletter programs like Constant Contact, web hosts, online schedulers, virtual assistants, accountants. That's one thing I realized I've had an accountant forever. I've always had an accountant. And then the 6th thing that deserves a little bit more time is mastermind groups, which I will get to. And now we'll go back to number 1. Like you to pull out a pen and just start writing. And this doesn't have to be comprehensive. No? But who in the category of just generally loved ones in your life? These could be spouses, friends, family, colleagues, mentors. I didn't put mentors in here. Your favorite neighborhood bartender. Teachers. And do this with you. And then the second one, when you're ready, is what I'd like more of. Now, this is, I mean, Joshua gets nervous when we do planning stuff because are we going to look at this and then put it away and never do it again?
This was really good.
Oh, good, yay! This is not so much of planning unless you might go, oh, that's something I really need to work on. This is more of an inventory, just to notice.
This was less like planning, more like self-awareness.
Yeah.
you want us to move on to the next one, or are you gonna go step by step?
Yeah, I was just about to, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can go at any pace you want.
Okay.
But hobbies, exercise, sports, volunteering, arts, other activities that matter. These are actually, we're going to do a constellation in a little bit where it will become very clear that when you include this in your system, it is support. It genuinely is. Whether this is the bridge club or swimming at the Y or singing in the choir. And when you're ready, the next one, again, pretty straightforward, your home, your neighborhood, city. These can be non-support too. If you live in a place you hate, that can be a drag on you, yeah? Or a family you're constantly in conflict with, yeah? We're not like dealing with that directly right now, but we do know that there are elements in here that can be non-supportive. And also think of things like your computer, your filing system.
My kitchen.
There you go. For some people, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then the next one, spirituality, source, nature, the planet, existence itself. And the various kinds of paid support you have related to your business. And this includes if you had friends, you know, you did trades, or you had a friend who was a web designer who helped you with your web design, things like that. And when everyone's all done with all 5, well enough for now. I mean, again, this is something that you can go home and spend more time with if you like. I'll say a few words about mastermind groups. How about you, John? Where are you at? Hey, John, can you hear me? I can't hear you. You may be on mute.
Yes, I muted myself because I was typing.
Okay. Are you good to just hear a few things about masterminds?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay. So I want to say a few things about masterminds, which I don't have and I want. It's on my list of wants. Has been for a while. I can't say this is my favorite word for this, but it's an old word for it. It comes from Napoleon Hill, so it's been around for a while. All it is a small group of colleagues in business who gather for mutual support, brainstorming, and accountability. Okay?
Hey, Leslie,
Yeah.
can you point the camera up so I can see your face?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
How's that?
Much better. Hey, I
So-
can actually read the board too.
Yeah, excellent. So for support, accountability, and brainstorming. And that can include things like having a spiritual practice together or other kinds of things that the group agrees to, right? Usually it's anywhere from 3 to 8 people. It's really important not to have too many. It's better to err on the side of fewer rather than too many. The reason being that part of the way that masterminds work is everybody getting time. And if to make enough time for 8 people to have time takes a lot of time. Yeah. And then there are a few rules that make masterminds work. It is not similarity of businesses. For some people, they really like that. They like everybody being in healing fields or whatever. But other masterminds is, you have a aluminum siding salesman business and a massage practitioner and an accountant. Yeah. So that's up to you if you want them to be similar. What you do need is similar scale of business, or kind of where you are. It's really hard to have masterminds with someone who's struggling along with $30K a year in a business where somebody's making $500,000. It creates a difficulty, So it's better to have a lot of beginners together or medium-level people, or and you talk that out and you go, where are you at in your business? And you have a sense of whether you're in a similar place. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but if it's really different, it gets really, it just gets weird. And it tends to be difficult to be creative when people are in such different places. Yeah?
Should they also have a similar place they want to get to?
Similar-ish.
I mean, like if you got the 30,000 a year who's just looking to make 60,000 a year more of the same thing versus someone who wants to move beyond that.
That may not be such a big deal, but if you have someone who's like, they're being supported by their spouse and they just kind of want to do this as a part-time thing, as opposed to the person who needs to make a living doing it, that might be too much of a difference. But what your end goals are might not be as big a deal breaker. And masterminds come to an end. People get to a point where they have such different goals or different lives, or they're advancing at different paces. People come and go, that kind of thing. But this is pretty important. Same commitment, and there's only one level, which is high. You cannot make them work with someone who isn't showing up. Yeah. So everyone has to make the same level commitment, which is a high one. So if you decide to meet for an hour every Monday afternoon, more often than not, you're going to be there, and your absences are going to be for really good reasons. Now, it's a commitment. You put that in your schedule, and that's your plan for 12 o'clock on Mondays, if that's the group's commitment. And then this is harder to track, but it's kind of similar mindset. And that's kind of what I was saying before. If you have kind of a rah, I'm going to make a lot of money, and I'm going to step into my bigness with, however long this takes, it's fine with me. Both of those are fine mindsets, but you're probably going to drive yourselves crazy. At mindset, this is basic rapport, chemistry, you like each other enough. Now, beyond that, there are basically no rules. I was recently invited into a mastermind recently. I was allowed 3 visits to test it out. It's a really nice group of people, and I ended up turning it down because it was every week. And it wasn't that I couldn't make the time every week, but I actually couldn't prepare myself every week. It required every single week for me to think about, where am I, what do I want to say. It required that kind of evaluation every week. And I'm like, and then it was, an hour and a quarter? And what I realized is I wanted every other week for 2 hours. That was good learning. I didn't know that until I had an experience with a very nice group of people for whom the structure just didn't work for me. Which probably means I want about 4 or 5 people who really, really commit. Now, the way some of them are structured in that you, one person gets, if it's every week, one person gets, everyone checks in, but only one person gets a lot of time, or 2 people get a lot of time. Or you can set it up so that everybody gets 10 minutes or a half hour, or however you set it up. Or you can set it up, usually people get it a half hour each, but if someone's got a big issue, we agree to focus on them people who keep time. Is there a prayer practice? Is there a meditation practice? All that stuff you can set up. As long as it's kind of got these 3 pieces, living by these 3 kinds of structures. And it's okay to go into 1 or 2 or 3 masterminds before you find the one you like. It's like AA groups. The reason why I bring this up, I've struggled with this, attracting people into a mastermind I've had a really difficult time with. That's some of my ecology. And the people who've had masterminds move faster. They just do. Mostly because you've got these 3 things going on all the time. I know people who just adore their friggin' masterminds. They just love their mastermind groups. There's so much love and support and vulnerability, and I'm just falling apart right now. I don't know if I'm going to make my goals this month. There's a place where you can really share it all.
To say that I'm in one, and it's called a nurture huddle. Someone else came with that name, and we meet monthly, and we meet for 2.5 hours over Google Hangouts, and we rotate the leadership. That's also something I struggled with in other groups.
Yeah.
Like I was up last time, which meant that I ran a little opening meditation, and then I kind of keep track of how much time we each get and kind of help things move along, and then the next time it's someone else's turn. And someone is in charge of setting up the Google Hangouts, and we kind of divvy up the roles. Plus we have a Facebook group just for us too.
And how do you create a mastermind? It's really, really simple. I mean, it's hard, but it's simple. You meet someone you like who seems in this category, and you sit down, you have lunch, and say, what do you think about making a mastermind? And do you know of other people who might also meet these categories? And it's that organic. There are people out there who get paid to run masterminds. I doubt that's necessary, although I'm sure some of them are very good at it.
And do you think a mastermind needs to start with 3, like 2 people? Can't 2 people also?
Well, then it's just, I mean, it's not exactly a mastermind, but yeah, I guess. I think 3 makes it a group.
3 is really nice.
But yeah, no, you can, I mean, what I have right now is not a mastermind, but through the spiritual development program I did through Heart of Business, I met one person, she's down in the peninsula. We couldn't be in a mastermind together because her business is quite a bit further along than I am. But what we do is we meet every other week and we do a prayer practice with each other for an hour around our businesses.
That's nice.
And that's been extremely valuable.
Yeah.
We're getting to know the heart of our businesses, the spirituality of our businesses, enough that we can actually do some useful reflecting to each other about that. You don't sound like you're in alignment around that, that kind of thing.
Do it on the phone?
We do it on the phone.
Oh, that's really nice.
It's really, really nice.
And
And that was just serendipitous.
That's really nice.
But I really want this, and I don't have it, and I'm putting out there as an intention.
Yeah. I agree with you that when we have this, we accelerate. I mean, I know as a writer, I had to have this to become a writer. I could not do it on my own.
Now, everybody I know of who's moved generally more quickly, with exceptions, but has a mastermind. So for those of you who are really motivated to move forward, have this in the back of your mind. As you interact with colleagues, people who are real simpatico and in a similar space, ask yourself whether you might want to have a mastermind conversation with them about that. Yeah?
I just say, like, I'm a person who wants to move more quickly, but when I think about this, I feel like in the past, I've had experiences where I kind of freeze and therefore slow down.
Yeah, there are exceptions to everything. So if you've been, and what I'd like to imagine is that you didn't have the right group, but it's possible this is not somebody's thing.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, like, if there were a right group that would allow something like this to be supportive of me moving more quickly.
Right. Well, and what you'd want to do is find people who have your sense of acceleration. That's fine. There are people who are like that. You and I might know some people in common. We might be friends. Okay. So that's all of the nuts and bolts today. Everything else we're going to do today is going to be in constellations. The other nuts and bolts issue that I'm raising doesn't have a lecture related to it because there really isn't anything to say about it per se, which is clients. Okay? So a really common organizational, can you move the thing again? Organizational constellation is to have a representative for the clients, generally. So I've been wanting to do that with you guys, so you can get to know in your system what is your client's experience of you and your business. Okay? And I thought I would combine it with the support thing, which we're also going to do a constellation piece on. And again, I was planning on doing it on, no, I was doing this in pairs. So I will step this one out. So this is the way it's going to work. First I'm going to explain it, and then there are going to be lots of pieces, and I'll re-explain it as you do it. Okay? So you're going to be in pairs. And what you're going to do is start out like in the heart of your business thing. You're going to be yourself, and the other person is going to be your clients. Okay? And have the same, it's just a dyad. What's that interaction like? Inquire a little bit. If there seem to be any shifts or movements, that's fine. Yeah? Then what you're going to do is take some cards. I brought a lot of cards tonight. You don't have to write anything down on them. But bring some intention from your list that you wrote down. Okay? And what you're going to do is about 5 times or so is, and you're going to need some pieces of paper, John, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do it for now or wait?
If you need to go out and do that, go to a cabinet and get that, then go ahead and do that now. Should have thought of that, sorry. I'll wait till it comes back.
Isolation was nice.
It was great. Beth was there.
Great.
Yeah, it was fun.
So great.
It was a nice group of people.
So useful.
It went pretty deep.
See if these people are soon.
We'll see. Back, excellent. Okay, so what you're going to do is, so can you just roll model with me and turn the thing to Johnson? Yeah. So let's just imagine, you know, I'm the client. You're my. I'm the person. You're my clients. Okay. So we've had the interaction already. Yeah. And then I take a card of any piece of support. It really doesn't matter, but one that seems important to you. Yeah? And for me, it would be my hiking. Okay? Now I'm just going to bring that in, put it here. We'll get a little report on. My guess is the clients are going to go, yay, it feels so much better. Or they might not. Yeah? And also check your own experience of yourself. And then, you know, my best friends. Yeah? And then bring in a few more. Yeah? So you've got several around you.
Do we check in between each one?
Yeah, briefly. I mean, don't take tons of time. Mostly we want to have the sense. And here's the reframe. When you come into this interaction with your resources, the clients are almost certainly going to be happier. Or it's going to shift whatever, if there was anything out of alignment in the beginning, this will improve it often, yeah? Because clients like to feel us supported. This is a really important organizational insight, yeah? Then I can imagine things that support my client. I can bring in their ancestors. Yeah? I can bring in gravity and the planet, which they may not be well connected with, but when I am in the system, yeah, when I can in a sense see it and include it, how does it change that? What's another one? We'll just say people who love them, just generically, or their work, the things they care about, whatever it is. Yeah, yeah, whatever. And we got to include everybody because people really are lonely, massively lonely people. But will be true of anybody, yeah. And then just what in the end, what I want you to bookmark is what it feels like when it's not you and your clients on your own climbing Mount Everest without oxygen, right? Now, the last move is going to be the support you don't have that you need. Okay?
So we're bringing in resources we already have.
Exactly. Yeah, things you know you have. But we often are not engaged with in our system. Yeah? There's a sense of this is my life, and then I go into my office with my clients, rather than bring this all in with you systemically, right? And it doesn't mean you have to be conscious of it. That would be too hard. But it's a change work thing, yeah. So when you engage clients, you're actually never without this. And it starts to build that up. Okay. The last thing is to bring in something for the support you don't have that you need, or would make it even better. No? You can put it anywhere. It really doesn't matter.
Is it your choice, or are you leaving it wild card?
It has to be wild card because we want to do
wild.
discovery here.
Okay.
And then this, you can leave a card for the clients. You can step off.
Right.
And then we want the other person to just explore this for a moment. Give you whatever information and any sense they have of what the support is that you don't have currently that would make this even better. No? And you may not be able, it may be, oh, it's warm, it's fuzzy, it's happy, but you go, whoa, I need a puppy. No, I don't know, but we're just going to get an impression. Okay. You're done.
Okay.
How is that, John? You got it?
I think so.
Okay. So, Carolyn, why don't you be with John because
Okay.
you were without the video last time?
Okay.
Is there some way to like? There's a resource that I know I really need. I would like to bring it in systemically to like help pave the way for me to actually bring it in. Would that work?
Be creative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try it out.
And
No,
I'm going to give each round 15 minutes. I don't know if that's going to be enough time, but I'm hoping it will be. If it isn't, tell me. So we'll unhook that again.
Oh, you have.
Cool. And as for my help, I'll be wandering around.
Hey, John.
Hello.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Go first.
You want to go first?
Yep, go first.
Okay.
So obviously, in this case, instead of you placing them for Carolyn, you'll tell her to place them. And yeah, and then when you flip roles, you'll have to tell him to place them for his side.
Okay.
For you?
Okay. So he's going to tell me.
Yeah, because she's going to put cards around herself. But you don't need the cards to begin with, because first you're just going to have the interaction as John and John's clients and get a feel for that first. Right? So you can just start there.
So I'm the client and he's John.
Start out with just exploring what it's like to be you with your clients. If there's anything you want to try or adjust, just a few minutes into this without before you bring in support. I want you to actually get a sense of what your relationship with your clients is.
So let's see, how do I think I need to look at John. How do I push? Look there.
There you go.
Okay. Hi, John. Okay, that's better. I'm more connected. I feel more connected now. So as your client, it's much easier for me now that I'm looking at you. I wasn't really getting a connection before, but I actually feel very safe. And it feels sweet. I think there's a little, there's some uncertainty there. Like I'm not, maybe a little fear, like I'm not sure what's going to happen. Yeah, like I feel fairly safe, but there's this little fear over here that's sort of like I don't know what's going to happen. It's sort of some sort of expectation. A little bit anxious, I guess. You want to ask me any questions or anything?
Yeah, and hold them for a moment.
I'd like to know, like, what would help you feel less anxious,
Less anxious.
or what would help you to face your anxiety?
I'm feeling like I don't understand the process,
like maybe what we're going to do, and maybe I need more verbal explanation of what's going to go on, what's going to happen. So should we bring in the cards now?
Yeah, you can start putting cards to represent support that you have, John, behind you. And name them so that Carolyn can hear them.
Okay. First one will be Shatara.
Okay. Your partner? Okay.
Okay. Did you actually put something down, John?
Oh, am I putting stuff? I thought Carolyn was putting stuff down.
No, you put yours behind you. Yeah. That's right. And you don't have to write anything on them. You can just name what the card is. Because we're bringing in a representative into it next to you. See, now I can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't know why I can feel it now that the card's there, and before I couldn't feel it. It's just a card. No, it's a representation. Okay.
Yeah, it did change almost the temperature.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that's nice. I'm feeling it over here. Yeah, I definitely feel it. I definitely feel the support. Why don't you put down another one?
Okay. Okay.
So what's that one?
That one's my friend Amy.
Okay. Oh, is one on one side and one on the other?
Shatara's behind me, and Amy is right.
He's behind. The other one's over here. Okay, yeah, I felt this. I wasn't sure where your partner was. Yeah, that feels good. I don't know what to say. I mean, I can feel the difference. I can feel the shift.
Feel how it feels to be concretely included and how it affects you.
The difference between the two?
Yeah, there's a little difference. I'm feeling more of this one on the side than the one behind you, and it may just be because it's behind you.
Just get the pure energy out. And then you can maybe tell them afterwards what they are. 2 or 3 things.
Okay, why don't you put down another one?
Okay. This one's going to be my aerials training in classes.
Your aerial training?
Aerials.
That felt fun.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it sort of upped it, like, woo!
Yep.
Yeah. That was nice. Yeah, that's good. That kind of lightened everything. Yeah. Nice.
How many cards you got there, John?
Great.
Okay, 1 or 2 more, and then some support for your clients.
Oh. Which one to be? Okay, this one's going to be nature and trees.
Okay. That helped me breathe. I mean, that was the first thing that came to me is breath. So that felt really important to have in there. And it helped me open up my breath. Okay, bring something else in. I'm liking this.
Can I bring one that I would like to have?
Oh yeah.
Or is
So
that later?
let's see. We're supposed to bring in one that we would. I think we're supposed to bring in sort of like a wild card one, but you can bring in one you'd like to have, I guess. But I think
Maybe we should ask Leslie.
we're supposed to bring in one that we're not sure.
Oh,
what
that's
it
at the
is.
end.
Oh, that's
That's at the end.
He wants
We're not
to
there
know
yet.
if he can bring in one that he'd like to have.
Sure, yeah, Joshua was talking about that as well. But hold on for that for 1 minute, okay?
Okay.
Let's do the other half first. So tell Carolyn to place a card. You make the intention of something that supports your client, their ancestors, the planet, their friends, whatever, yeah?
Do you say it?
And don't say it out loud until after you get the reaction. But
Okay.
I'd hold the card up, let him place the intention on it. Silently, and
Okay.
and then she'll report in what that experience is like, and then you can tell her what it was. And do that for three or four, okay?
Okay.
That felt like some grounding. That's all I can say. It's just like there was some grounding.
Okay.
What was it?
A clear,
Send your work.
a clear. God, I had the phrase a moment ago, but it was a clear
And then you might do
explanation of what it is that I do.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it was like a grounding, like a foundation. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good. Okay. Here's another card. Got it.
Okay.
Place it over here on this side. That one, like this one's grounding. This one's kind of like more fun. This grounded, and then this sort of lightened it up.
Nice. So that one is your outcome.
Oh. So, nice. Okay, so I got my outcome. Okay, here's another one.
Place that somewhere where Josh will be able to step.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, I want to put that one
First
here.
feel it, and then Josh said, how do you roll with the card for your clients and then before he moves? And then,
That one feels like, sort of like a,
yeah, you'll want to get
that one feels like a shift happening, like a change happening.
Mhm. That one was your feelings.
Oh, okay. Change in feeling. Okay. So we got 3. Should we do more?
Okay, no, that's fine. How's it feeling for the two of you?
I'm feeling pretty supported. How about you, John?
I feel really solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, because the most important part is how this changes for you, John, right? That's the most important part. So, what we want to bring in is a card for. Oh, you got more cards. And you can eventually do the support you want that you don't have yet. But before you do, actually, this is going to be a card that John brings in, I realize.
John brings it.
It's going to be a card for the support you don't have that would make it even better, but you don't know what it is.
Oh, that I don't know what it is.
Right, and actually she's going to have to bring the card in simply because she's going to have to step on it in a few moments.
Okay.
Oh, I'm bringing it in.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the card that we don't know what it is, but it's the support that you need.
That would make it even better.
That would make it even better than what we
Okay.
Okay.
So just place that somewhere.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put that here.
Okay. And stay on your spot for a moment. Just notice how the system changes when that's brought in.
No, it's feeling a little more complete. I'm feeling a lot of energy from that one.
And what's it like for you, John, to have that in there?
The unlocked is the phrase that
Interesting.
came to me.
What a nice word.
Yeah.
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 So step out of that role and then step into this role and give him as much information about it as you can. Okay? Again, it's probably not going to be specific enough to know exactly what it represents,
Right.
but, and we'll just, so that,
I'm feeling an opening up. I'm feeling space. Space is coming. Just space is the word that's coming, like opening and space. But I mean, I feel as the client, I feel like this feels pretty whole and pretty supported. I mean, definitely felt better. I mean, I could definitely feel it. I mean, it feels a whole lot better when we just stepped in, just you and me, you know. There's a certain freedom here. That's a word that just came to me. Freedom.
when you're done, when you feel like you're done, complete.
No, I'm just going to step off that one.
Oops, and you've got to get yourself back in here.
I feel pretty complete over here and balanced. Do you have any questions or anything for me as the client?
Now, John, you said that there was a piece of support that you don't have yet, that you wanted to bring in.
Yeah, we brought it in.
No, this was the unknown one.
Oh, that was unknown.
He had one he did know.
Oh, you. Oh, one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead and bring that in too, and when you feel like you've done enough of that, you can bring it to a close. But bring in the card for that just so you can have that experience of that thing you want that you don't have yet. Which, by the way, might be this card. Right?
It might be.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay.
You brought it in.
Okay.
Isn't that fun? I learned that one from Bill Manley, who's a psychotherapist and constellation practitioner in Connecticut. They did a workshop with him.
Okay. Shall we bring that to a close?
Well, how do you feel now that it's different? Now that this new one has been brought in?
Like, he uses
Oh, when you brought in that last one?
And one of the, this was one of
I'm
the
not
things
sure.
I did was people were having troubles with clients. You do a constellation around it, and then you bring in the support. And you realize, well, that makes everything different. So.
Not sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you guys got it down? Yeah. Okay. And if you want to bring in at the end the specific support that you want that you don't have with the very end, after you've brought in the joker, it may turn out that the joker is that thing. Okay?
All right. I guess we're done then.
Okay.
So now you'll do the opposite. You'll place support for yourself,
Okay.
and then you'll tell him to place support for himself at the end. But you'll just start out without the cards, remember?
Oh,
And just
start
start
out-
out with just getting a sense of what it's like to
Do
have
it
the dyad, you and your clients.
without it. Okay. So it's just me and you as the client. So what are you feeling?
A little bit nervous, I think.
Uh-huh.
Kind of noticing this sort of wavering back and forth and stamping my feet, sort of like.
I don't know.
Yeah. Kind of seeing you means facing something that's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to say how I feel here. I feel pretty insecure.
Really?
Yeah. Like, okay, what the heck am I doing here? Okay. So I'm going to bring in, do I say what these supports are in the beginning?
I think you do, yes.
Okay. I'm going to bring in my mother. Yeah, put it right there. So how does that feel for you as a client? Having my mother here.
I feel more connected with the ground. A little bit less nervous. Like I'm more grounded. Like kind of like I'm ready to take the next step.
Okay. So I'm going to bring in another support card. I'm going to bring in meditation.
I kind of feel like a bit fuzzy.
Fuzzy. Meditation can be fuzzy.
Kind of a little bit. Yeah. It seems kind of weird, but I feel like a little bit less focused.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's bring in something that's a little stronger than meditation. Physically stronger. I'm going to bring in trees and nature and sky and earth and all that.
All of those feel very good.
I'm going to put that right behind me. There's a lot of strength and power there.
Yeah, that feels very good.
Okay.
That's probably the one of the best so far.
Ah, that's good. That's good to know. To bring the forest with me. um, I'm gonna bring in Kali now. The goddess Kali.
Okay. I don't remember which one she was, but I'm feeling a little bit like nervous again,
Okay.
worried. There's something about like my weight is shifted all the way over to my left foot, and my right foot is kind of barely touching the ground. And I'm sort of in this, my body's kind of in this almost a C shape.
Maybe she's too powerful to bring in. I don't know. She likes to smash things.
From
Yeah,
here,
what?
really good as an
It felt
observer.
good.
So bring in something to balance Kali
Balance
for
Kali.
your clients.
Okay.
Something gentle,
Okay.
but still divine, you know?
Okay. I'm gonna bring in Rajneesh, who's my guru for
that's
several years. You can balance Kali.
That'll feel good.
That does feel a lot better.
Do you need both?
Yeah, I need. Kali's really strong and he can be very sweet.
Ooh, it feels really good.
That feels pretty good.
Yeah.
I like having all this support. I want to bring in more. I was like, okay, this is good. This is good. I mean, I'm feeling a lot better. I hope you are.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I'm going to bring in. I'm going to just bring in generic ancestors. I'm going to put them at kind of by the tree.
Your ancestors or your ancestors?
Yeah, my ancestors. Okay. The support of my ancestors.
I like that even better because it sort of gives a sort of a sense of moving forward.
Ah, yeah, I'm putting them next to the trees in the
Yeah.
back. That's feeling pretty good to me.
Yes, feels very good to me too.
Really complete, like I got all the bases covered here. Nice.
Yeah, I feel open and ready to listen and learn.
Okay, great. So what's the next step to bring in?
So now, bring in, you give this an intention.
What?
So you give an intention to this card, to this, and then I place it, and then see what the response is, see how I respond to that, and then you tell me what it is. So you're bringing in support for me, for your clients.
Oh, right. Okay, I got that part. Okay, so I'm going to bring in support for you.
So you put an intention into what this is.
Okay, I got it.
You got the intention?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna place it.
Ooh, you got big cards.
I'm bringing it big for the big boys for my clients.
That feels warm. It feels good. I want to look at it.
I brought in your ancestors.
Nice.
Sure. This is fun. Okay. I got it.
Hmm. It feels a little bit swirly. It's not as strong as the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not sure what that purpose is. Like I'm unsure of that one. But but I trust you in it.
I
Slightly uncomfortable, but I feel like it's something that I can handle.
That's good because it's love.
Wow.
Most people have a complicated relationship with love.
Yeah. Did you hear what Leslie said?
I did.
Um, okay, let's bring in another one. Okay.
I get this pain in my right hip, just above my hip bone.
Hmm.
Put that down. Yeah, I don't feels. Yeah, there's pain in my kind of just above my hip, and I'm noticing like pain back here too.
Bring in the Joker.
Interesting. It's trees, and it for strength. Trees for strength. And my thought was trees for strength, for change. The strength to change. That was my intention.
Huh.
And growth.
That seems like that. I wouldn't think of trees. Huh. Trees are very like when I experience trees, and it's just my experience with trees is that their sense of time is very different, and their sense of change is very different. And so I would not associate trees with change.
Okay.
But I don't know. That's maybe that just feels kind of weird.
Okay.
Whatever.
But maybe we better bring in something else for some more balance.
Well, and if ancestors is something everyone's got,
Right.
but your relationship with trees may not be the same for everybody.
Right. I mean, to me, trees are strength. And
Right.
my idea was if you have the strength, you have the strength to change.
So what did you bring in?
Trees.
Yeah, so trees may not be that for your clients,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So I'd recommend taking that card out
Okay. Take the trees away.
and put in something that everyone's got.
That everyone has.
Yeah.
Okay.
rather than something from your map that you know would be supportive for them.
Okay.
Because some people riding 20 miles on a bike is really supportive, and for someone else that would kill them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So hold up a card, John.
Cool. Okay.
That feels warm to me and inviting.
That's your friends.
Mm.
So at this point, bring in your Joker card.
Right.
The support that you, John will have to do it because he's going to step into it, and that you don't have and don't know what it is, but would make this even better.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Hmm. First word, independence. And clarity. Sort of an image of like standing on the bow of a ship and leaning into the wind.
Nice. Nice. I like that.
It's kind of like
That's a really good feeling. Holy cow.
gusto, I think, is another word.
Do we bring in anything else? We brought in that card.
And
The
did
wild card.
you step on it, John?
Yeah.
And what was that like?
First word, independence. Clarity. The kind of a sense of moving. You've seen the Titanic where they have the one person on the bow of the ship kind of leaning.
King of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, that. Kind of like another angle or aspect might be conquering new territory.
Nice.
Okay. So step back into the client for a moment.
Okay.
One more time, just feel what it's like for all these resources to be here for both of you.
I really like that last one.
Yeah, we don't know what that is. We just have some sense of it. Do you have some sense of
No,
what that could be?
yeah, but I can bring it with me. No, I don't know.
I don't know if it's the boat or the captain or the...
Well, I like the two words you used too, clarity and independence. Both those are important.
And you can just bookmark this and bring it to a close.
Okay. Thank you.
And then we're going to have a brief break for people to use the restroom, to journal, a pause for a moment. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll go with you.
Yeah,
I know. Anything else?
I mean, this is like tax structure. You know?
Oh.
I need to be taxes guy, it's a new tax guy. It's like, that's how you avoid this. Yeah, compared to this. So maybe the more beautiful world is even a little smaller frame compared to like our perfect allness.
Yeah.
So you said redwoods. That was the first word you said, and that was a resource I almost brought in.
Oh, interesting.
And they are a wise set of teachers. And
How you doing, John? He's probably got himself on mute.
I was typing and journaling.
Yeah, you look really, really tired. You were noticing this.
And, yeah.
You know, I mean, the tape is going to be there. Take care of yourself. We've got basically one more ancestral exercise we're going to do with money, and then we're going to wrap up.
Okay.
So, you know, if you need to leave early to take care of yourself, that's fine. If you want to stick around because that serves you, that's also fine. But both Carolyn and I were wanting to tuck you into bed.
Well, I'm here.
Good. We're glad you're here.
Steve and I are going to the hot springs tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Which ones?
We're going to Bridgeport, and we're going to. I just went blank. Which ones we're going to?
I don't know.
Travertine.
I don't know where any of those are.
Travertine. We're going to.
Where is that?
It's Bridgeport's off the 395 going south.
That doesn't help me.
Okay, if you go over to
What city is it near?
well, Bridgeport is the city.
What other city is Bridgeport near?
So-
Middle. Are we talking about Iowa or?
We're talking about California. It's
Okay.
on the other side of Yosemite.
Oh, okay.
And you know Mono Lake?
Yes.
Okay, it's north of Mono Lake.
Okay. It's almost in Nevada.
Right. So if we actually, when we go into Nevada on the 395 for about 10 minutes, and then we go back out of it.
Interesting. Okay.
It's
Cool.
So yeah, we're tomorrow.
Yay.
That'll be fun.
Where are you going?
The hot springs. That's our favorite thing to do. Hike out. So we like to go to the free ones, not the spa ones where you hike out.
And then do you camp or?
No, we're staying in a hotel.
Does anyone want to write anything down?
I got it.
What's the name of that song you wrote?
Brick house.
Brick House
Brick House, that's really funny.
by Commodore, you said?
So there's lots of mastermind groups, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Which
people
is-
just create them for
which
themselves.
is different than the whatever that was that I went to.
Oh, networking event.
Networking.
Oh,
That was
entirely.
like a lot.
Yeah, and yeah, those are paid events. This is something you create with friends, with colleagues.
And it's
And presumably-
generally nobody not paid.
Exactly. There's no cost. I mean, you can get a paid mastermind facilitator, and I actually paid to join a mastermind once with Molly Gordon, and it was not good. I got my money back. Okay. So let's see. Yes. Timing. Yes. So we're going to do one more set of constellations. Everyone's been asking to do more ancestral stuff. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do this because I planned it for threes. Peter. Okay. I don't want to do this. I'm going to have to do it in twos. We'll just have to use some cards. This is what we would have to do. Okay, so this is going to start out with a meditation, which is great for John. I'll put him straight to sleep. So most of you have done this type of meditation with me before, and this is just a variation on it. I actually did a version of this with you at our coaching call with around sex, but this time I'm going to do it around money. This is the first time we've kind of specifically looked at, and I've also include kind of work generally, work and money. Yeah. And this meditation is something, for those of you who do this sort of stuff, you can amend infinitely and do with clients or in groups or in telecalls or conferences or whatever. So just take a moment, get yourself comfortable, get yourself in your center, whatever you like to do. This group knows that we do this with our biological families. And do kind of the normal thing. Well, this is actually it's a little different. For those of you who have not done this before, let me set this up for you. Imagine yourself in a large space. And in front of you is a set of huge bleachers, humongous bleachers. At the bottom of the first row are your parents. The next row are their parents, your grandparents, 4. The next row, their parents, 8. Next row, 16. Next row, 32. Next row, 64. Next row, 128. A couple more rows, you actually have over 1,000 people in a line, so it's got to be a pretty big set of bleachers. So these are your ancestors, your tribe, from whom your life came. There's some people up there who you might not approve of, you might not like, you might not enjoy meeting at a cocktail party, but they need to be there for you to be here. Now you can notice that there are happy ones and sad ones, wise ones and fools, ones with easy lives, one with hard lives. But in particular, what we want to do is notice the patterns around work and money. And so as you look at these folks, just allow the field to give you an impression of these categories. Are they way up in top, way over on the left, closer to your parents, on the right? Okay. So first off, can you notice the ones, let's just start off on a happy note, the ones who did okay with money and work? Just enjoy noticing them. We usually ignore them completely. So take a moment and notice and enjoy them and appreciate them. And then let's notice the ones who were achingly poor, impoverished, struggled their whole lives. And notice the fabulously rich ones. And you know, if you go 10 rows back, it may be that they had 20 chickens when everyone else only had 1, right? Notice the ones who were fabulously wealthy and lost it all, or had enough but lost it all. It was a terrible set of losses. Notice the ones who gained at the expense of others. There's always a few of those. Or who betrayed others around money in some way. Or who were betrayed. People who could not find work. People who worked too much. All they did was work. Life was work. After a few generations, that's pretty much everybody. Notice the ones who had very simple work, peasants, farmers, who didn't have choice about that, but whose work was nonetheless honorable. And notice anything else about work and money that seems important. And just look at it all with respect. Honoring the dignity of the fate of all of them. And then notice that you're noticing part of it more than the rest of it. That your attention has actually been going more to one bit, one aspect, more than another aspect. You may have a very clear sense of that, or you may just have a vague impression. Doesn't matter. If you're not getting a sense of that yet, just tell your unconscious to direct your attention to an aspect of the system that's most important right now. And then with gratitude to all of your ancestors, come on back to normal consciousness. And now what you're going to do before we do the constellations, this is kind of a preview or setup for it. What is something about money and our work, with more of a sort of a focus on money aspect of work, that still seems troubled or difficult for you now, that may be connected to the part that got your attention in the meditation? It's not required, but we're about to do a constellation, and as normal with a constellation like this, you usually have an issue. You might have just gotten a slightly different hit on it in this meditation than you've had before. Or it may be like, oh, it's that old thing. Or it may be something you actually don't understand very well and you're going to put aside for now. But now it is time to choose something for the constellation you're about to do. Yeah?
So I noticed two things. I noticed that they seemed to pay much more attention to my father's side of the family, and that they almost seemed like they had more weight around money and success than my mom's side.
Okay.
And then what got my attention when we were at that part was a specific ancestor way back in Dad's line.
Okay.
I don't know what that could be about.
You can choose that ancestor. That will work just fine if that's what you're aiming towards.
Well, what I was saying is that seems more interesting or got my attention in a very particular way, but I can connect the whole general Dad side thing to like actual conscious issues. So
you're actually going to be doing a constellation with an ancestor you're entangled around this issue, so it's perfect. Yeah.
So I have, there's an ancestor that caught my attention who I don't know. I
Then
can't
focus on the ancestor more than the issue, but
Okay.
be willing. It's possible that if you do that, you may not know exactly what the issue is by the end of the constellation. If that bothers you, then choose the issue over the ancestor.
I think,
Well, you have a sense of the issue and the line being connected.
well, the ancestor called up a certain issue that I've experienced. It's less about, there is a question around money, which is like, you're an artist. How do we do that?
Right.
How do we make money?
Oh, I would assume your consciousness pulled up the right
Yeah.
ancestor. Go with
Let's
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trust your conscious. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have an issue more than an
then go with the issue, and we'll let the constellation manifest the ancestor.
Okay.
You got any similar questions, John, or are you cool?
So what sort of came to me was this image of one of the other things that I do is forex trading, and so I saw this this forex trade, this winning trade, kind of come in and like bounce off of the side of this iron sphere that I was talking about earlier, and that appears to be related to my father's line. So there's many people in that line that could be associated with that.
Okay, so you have an issue that you can kind of localize around that?
It has to do with like why is that sphere there, or why is that? That's the clearest closest thing. Because it's deflecting, I mean, it is deflecting income.
Okay, that's fine. That'll work.
Great.
That'll be just fine. Okay, good. So it's going to be in pairs, and the way it's going to be, and you're going to need card just to hold a third roll, because one of you is going to be going back and forth between 2 rolls. So it's you, the ancestor you're entangled with around this issue. Get that interaction going. Get a sense of what that's like. You guys now have done this a lot, right? Then here's what you're going to do. This is kind of a new move. It's like skipping a step, but trusting the constellation field to hold it. So let's say, actually, watch out for that. So let's say this is my constellation. You've done the ancestral entanglement thing. We've had that whole interaction. We've learned what that's about. Maybe move things if that seems to make sense. Then you'll step off, leaving a card there, so it remains part of the constellation. And we're going to bring in a card, bring in this person now. So you'll step off, put that there. You're going to come in with this card. And here's the intention, and I want you to get a feel for this. I'm calling it a free resource. Yeah? And what I've written here is examples. It could be something we've done before, resourceful ancestor, an ancestor before this. It could be something larger that can see the loss, betrayal, violation, etc. So sometimes you bring in angels or source or lots of ancestors or Akashic blah, blah, blahs, that sort of Pat Finnegan's thing, that can come in and see whatever happened here. Yeah? By the way, this could be ancestors, John. That would work just fine to, if it's a line of a lineage, who's got this going on, okay? It could be source. It could be that which was not included. And if it were included, it would change everything. So if you know what this is, you can place your attention on it. But what I'm going to recommend you do, that instead you add this literally as please field, bring in the free resource that will really be useful here. And then the person steps into that, yeah, and you get all that information, and then goes back and forth a few times, see how it adjusts this one, until you guys are skilled representatives now. The other person should begin to get a feeling for, this is a thing that wasn't seen. Or, I'm really big, I think I'm God. Or, I just think I'm a wise resource in this system. That kind of thing. Or something else that you notice. Okay? All ready? Yeah.
I'll work with John.
Sure. So you can unplug the white one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have discovered if you unplug the mic, it's not probably going to screw up sound so completely that you have to stop the broadcast and start again.
You got cards?
Oh, yeah.
And if you like to see him,
Okay.
because it makes it a little bit more real.
Yeah. I'll do that. And no, I'm just gonna get my water. But right back.
And you have about 10 minutes for each person.
Alrighty. So who wants to be first?
I'm really curious about this. I'll go first.
You go first? Okay. And then so that means you get to be you, and then I'll be your two things. Okay. So, do you want to, what am I doing? Oh, yeah. Do you want to have this be your entangled ancestor or ancestors?
Yes.
Can you see me okay?
Yes, if you could bring the camera down a little bit. that'd be good.
Yeah, I'll back up just a little.
Yeah, that's good.
So there's a feeling of like furrowed brow, really worried, concerned, pursing of the lips. A lot of rules. Things are supposed to be done a certain way. You have to follow these rules. I feel very masculine. Kind of angry, like perpetually angry.
What?
Perpetually angry.
Perpetually, that's the word. Okay.
Perpetually, yeah. All the time angry. All the time. It's almost like I think I have to follow the rules, not because I made these rules, because these rules were made, and if I don't follow them, something bad is going to happen. Like loss of everything. Not loss of life, but loss of everything. Important. So there's a lot of worry, a lot of concern, a lot of kind of hunched a little bit, studying the rules really. Seems all consuming. Those rules.
Is it loss of everything you have? Is that would be
Yeah.
the result? So that plugs us into the money, work.
Yeah,
piece.
loss of everything. So house, objects, livelihood, respect also. Something about respect of loved ones. Go away. Yeah, penniless, become penniless. You know, just basically have the shirt on my back and that's it. So a lot of working hard to make sure that these rules are followed. And they're written down too, to a certain extent, but they're kind of hard to understand. Yeah, they don't make it easy, and it is definitely they.
What about they?
I don't know who they are. The people who make the rules. I feel very far away from the people who make the rules. Very far away. I don't know who they are. People in robes there, or like people in long robes and pointy hats or something.
Yeah.
Everybody I know also is very, very concerned about following the rules too. We're all bent over with this heaviness and worry. And it's all we can talk about, it's all we can think about, it's everything. It's tiring. So do I notice you? I guess I can notice you, huh? As the great grandson or whatever. Oh no, I wasn't a complete failure. I have ancestry. What is that called? Progeny. Okay. So some part of me realizes I didn't completely blow it. Oh, that's good. Okay.
So get John's responses and bring them.
Okay. So your response, and then I'm being prompted to bring in the resource.
It's really interesting to hear you say that, to look at me and say, oh, I wasn't a complete failure. I definitely feel the sense of rules, and that's been part of kind of what I've been dealing with here at work, where I feel like the message is conform, 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 and I can feel that in my lineage, and that frustration, the perpetual anger, and like all of it was stuff that I grew up with.
Yeah.
And these kind of rules that sometimes appeared out of thin air after I'd already broken it.
I can so relate. Okay, so do I step off? I'm gonna step off so I can bring in this. So do you want to name this, or do I want to name the resourceful energy that we're bringing in?
Bring a resource that what Leslie said it. She nailed it on the head. Whatever it is that's big enough that can see this, and like there's a kind of a sense of acknowledgement that like I was feeling into some of the stuff I was feeling into today. I really felt like there's a lot of accountability that hasn't happened for things that have happened to me that haven't been seen.
Okay. All right. So the resource that comes to those things that haven't been seen. Can you? I'm going to put it behind. Can you see me? Can you see me?
I can see you. You're right in the center.
Yeah, good. So I feel really, really good.
You feel big?
Yeah, I feel like a tree that is towering over humans.
So are you on the resource card now, or are you on the ancestor card?
I'm on the resource card behind the ancestor card.
Oh, behind the ancestor card.
Behind it's like a foot behind it, because I want to use it, and also it felt appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, I really feel like this great grandmother ancestral tree, just ancient, like an oak, mighty oak. Okay. I feel like saying, I feel the pain of the ancestor and subsequently yours. I feel it like in my, and I can hold it. I'm going to step into your ancestor, see what this is like. Okay. I'm going to still face you though. Ancestor, the resourceful is behind me. I feel softer. I feel like I remember now the youthful energy of optimism and hope. I also feel like leaning against the tree, the Rama tree. I'm overhearing the importance of seeing, so I'm going to find a way that happens. So I'm going to look at the big ancestor now. As the ancestor that was entangled, I feel like this one is can help me, can nurture me. I don't have to carry everything.
eat a double of Carolyn's.
I heard you, and I was like, good, we gotta. I want to say that I thought I had to do it all by myself. Well, thank you.
Okay. So when you're ready, you can stand up
I
there
can
and
do
look down.
I hear the words, it's all okay, even though there's pain. I don't know. And this one is like, that reminds me of being little and being like, held like this, like the nursery singing, you know, the baby.
So can you say something
Yeah.
to the space? Hold on a second, Sven. Look up at this one and go, not only was I father.
Not only was I a father,
I was a son.
I was a son.
I can't hear you.
I said, not only was I a father, but I was a son. That was forgotten.
Which would make your sons forget it. Can you say oops?
Oops. So I forgot being a son, so my sons forgot. Right.
Yeah. Let's make it.
Yeah.
Don't turn it.
Whew. Wow. Not only can I see this one, but I can see all of you.
Okay, then we have to go.
Oh, there you are.
At the bottom of the line.
Yeah.
So we would have someone like this in between. Yeah. Probably about 100 of them.
Yeah, this is pretty far back.
So are you a father or are you Father Sky?
It felt like I was a big oak tree.
Okay,
So
so
very,
you're,
what is
yeah.
that? It felt very maternal, but also very neutral.
Yeah.
So maybe it is a father sky, or it feels also very maternal.
Well, it could be the nurturing father.
I just got chills. Yeah.
The gentle nurturing.
The one who husbands the land.
Yeah.
What?
The one who husbands the land, the one who takes care of the land. I feel like there was a forgetting from this one. I don't know who forgot who, but it feels like there was a forgetting of that husband.
But now I remember.
But now I am remembering.
It's so nice the way you're making the connection here. Today it's money and jobs, but it's all about this, right?
And there's a real desire and remembering of the caretaking of this world, and of the beautiful day by day, row by row, this garden grow, very perfect.
And this is what kind of broke John's heart today because it's not what he feels in his work. Yeah. Crying for many generations, just cry for yourself, let the others cry for themselves. And notice they are at peace and being held. And let this all come into you. And Beth will stay in here for about another whole minute and be quiet. And they'll bring it to a close so that you can do your second one.
Yeah.
So none of these, including the lost ones, stuff, we're bringing in big folks.
Yeah.
representative in somebody else's population. I love that.
John, I'm gonna step down now.
So I'm big enough to include this one. Sometimes what we do when we're little is we put this in the
You need to get some water or get a tissue or something before we switch? Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Sounds good.
So Beth, have you done yours yet?
No, he stepped out
Oh,
for a sec.
okay.
It seemed like he needed a break, so
Okay.
I didn't realize it would be this long. It's okay.
Why don't I do one with you then?
Okay,
Let's get you started.
that'd be great.
Okay.
I think he needs a break.
Yeah. I think Eugene needs to go. Okay. So actually, you take the cards, place the first ancestor, and I'm going to step on it. So we're gonna go a little bit longer because John had to step up.
Okay, I'm back.
What do you want to do?
Okay, do it with John. He wants to do it with John.
Yeah. You ready, John?
Yep.
You're the man. All right.
So you guys,
So,
journal.
entangled ancestor.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my water. I'll be right back. You feel small?
Small.
I can't really hear you.
Kind of like I'm expecting to get beaten
Oh.
at any moment
Mm.
without really understanding or knowing why. I feel a sense of heaviness, and also
Was perfect relationship and things that we talked about, like you knew it was.
Yeah.
It was
like there's more comfort when I'm not seen.
day two. They're like, here, resist this thing. And I'm like, happy birthday. Let's do happy birthday. This is my life. This is, I mean, I could have come on a phone and said, probably. Like, if I'd had that languaging, that would have been it. So it's just like, oh. And,
Okay.
basically, the outcome
Let's bring in
of the practices
the
was
super awesome, amazing resource.
Okay, so here's the entangled ancestor,
Okay.
Not having to wait.
and then the super amazing.
Awesome resource that can see
today.
what's really going on.
There's
Start
this
with that.
thing I call pervading sense of awesomeness. That I used to feel like on the daily, and I've missed for a long time. Like, definitely since my grandma died. And it kind of has come back in little ways over the years. Like, today I felt
Oh, I forgot to respond to the other ancestor, but I mean, I can respond to you. Can I do that? Without you saying anything? But just the energy felt very, very warrior, very strong, very protective, and very kind of clear-eyed. The other one felt familiar, and I actually know, I understand that position. And it's painful.
Part of me sees this one and wants to have an ancestor sort of look at you.
I can't hear you. You're gonna have to come closer.
So the warrior ancestor or the warrior persona sees the entangled ancestor and is like, I want to show you to this one.
Ah.
And say, just like, see, look, it didn't turn out that, it turns out good.
It turns out good. To me, to that one, it turns out good.
To tell this one.
Oh, it turns out good. All right. Yeah. Hello.
Yes. You turned out good, so
Mm-hmm.
It's not in vain, or it comes out better than you think, or something like that. It's sort of like pick your chin up on the floor and look at what has come of what you did, because you're not. It's like you're not giving yourself credit, or you're not. I don't know if that's the right phrase. What's the right word? It's like your work has more value than what you're seeing.
Can you say that one more time?
So my message to this one is that your work has more value than what you're seeing.
Ah, okay.
Open your eyes and look.
Okay. And what happens if you come and step into that one after it hears that?
This one?
Yeah.
Like when I look down the lineage and see you, and it's like, wow. It's like I kind of have the sense that my eyes are opened.
Okay.
And that's uplifting. Like I can breathe, and I don't feel so downtrodden anymore.
And when you look at the warrior ancestor, or look up,
I'm kind of scared of this one.
it's bigger, right?
Most of
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things that
There's a power there that I'm used to being aligned against me, or because I'm used to being beaten by powerful people, and so here's this powerful being, and they're not beating me. So, what's up with that?
Maybe I'll change my perspective.
Yeah. No, the first week.
What's that?
I'm curious about that.
Yes. And is it possible that
Just felt like, oh wow.
you can look up at that one and maybe receive or begin to receive the strength of that one?
No, honestly,
Yes. Yes, there is that possibility.
Yeah, we do first weekend. So it will change their whole practice.
And now I can feel the flow of the strength more through the lineage.
Yeah, I do feel more strength.
Like watching
I think this is good. I think we can leave it here for now, unless there's something else. Anything else? Okay. Thank you. Step out of our roles.
I can't. It just right there.
Although stick with the template for a while.
Sure. She just opened up some.
Yeah.
Show me more places to go.
Yeah. Of course. Okay.
Thank you for that.
Good job. Yeah. We have time for it. Okay, so, everyone take a breath. Oh. So we're going to check in, check out. This could include whatever you want that feels good to complete the evening, but it could refer a bit to what you got done last time or what's undone from last time, what you want to do in the next 2 weeks, and or any special insight or focus that you got out of tonight that you're especially grateful for. And you get about 3 minutes each. And I will attempt to hold you to it.
Start.
Excellent.
I don't know that much to say. Just feeling so good about things. It's like, all right, my intention is to actions and feeling good about them. And I have plenty of actions to take. It's like moving in good direction. So.
I had a funny feeling this workshop last night was going to be a tipping point for you.
I hope there it is.
No. It is.
It is.
All right, I'll just do it. When you put it that way, I feel some part of my system wants to do it.
Yeah. Well, and in order to lower the stakes on that, there'll be lots of tipping points, right? You know, I just think this is it's an encourager. It's a mover forwarder.
I feel like I'm getting clearer on things. It's like the thread that connects all of those different things I have my hands in. It's all geared toward like contributing to the kind of world I want to live in. All of it is that, and I think getting clear that like I don't want. I have kind of a clear direction I want to take the work that's doing with your body. It could get very like I'm thinking of it in terms of horizontal and vertical. It could get very horizontal. Like, let's do this workshop, that workshop. And, like let's spend a lot of time and like let's use these to let's get to the next level and like grow this way. Like, more money, less time spent, more people help. Things like. All right, we did this. What happens if we do last night as a weapon?
Right.
That's a question that interests me more than where can we find more places to do that. More like non-virtual places. So that's nice to notice.
Excellent. Great. Well done. Call on somebody else. Beth. Is Beth ready?
Sure. Why not? I feel like I'm let's see, backwards.
Thank you.
There you go. I feel like I'm integrating the little last piece we just did, because we did a kind of a short version, and I just feel it's still moving, and essentially I just feel like there's parts of my system or the ancestor or whatever that really suffered for being an artist, essentially, just from being completely misunderstood or whatever it was. And so it's just like noticing the strength, bringing the strength of the ancestor that we brought in. And yeah, I don't know, it's just some kind of untangling that's happening. I can just feel it. And I do a spiral that feels like the entangled ancestor was really kind of like, actually, he put his hands together like this. So it was like this.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, his hands were this. And so it felt very, there's this, I don't know, I just feel it like a very kind of turned in on oneself feeling. And the bands that wrapped around my fingers and utero that cut off the little fingers, it are bands that wrapped around things that cut off the little groin. So that metaphor of being wrapped and pulled, I don't know, there's something there that speaks to me.
And then getting unentangled.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
And we'll finding the strength, seeing the strength, because as soon as we brought in this like warrior-like ancestor, I felt like I recognize you, like I know you, like me, I know you. So, but there was that restriction. It feels like there was a decision, all that that energy got restricted, and then on some level. Like I've always wondered, like on what level did I reach for that from in utero, right? I'm doing something.
Can I share an image that's coming to mind as you talk? Long time ago, when I was a body worker,
Leslie's had many lives.
I had training in a methodology, or one of my teachers, and I can't remember, it wasn't bioenergy, it was just orthobionomy. That's what it was, orthobionomy. And the idea of it is that a lot of deep tissue massage is about taking a knot and trying to pull it out, you know, stretching out those muscles, yeah? And the idea of orthobionomy is that that's a mistake, because if you take a knot and pull the ends, you're just going to tighten it. You're going to make it tighter and tighter and tighter. So the idea was actually to find the ends. So if there's a knot here, and here, and bring them closer together. And then do a little mushy stuff in there so that it, a loosened knot finds its own way out.
Right.
So I don't know if that's a useful metaphor for you.
It kind of feels like what's happening between me and the ancestry energy, however that works, I don't know. And then coming up for me over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to reground my program options. I have a whole thing that I'm going to rework it, edit it, whatever, rejigger it, and that's going to I actually printed out my entire services page, which is in here in the folder I keep for this class. And it's like 10 pages. And so I'm going to actually also go through the services page and bring it up to date, which is a big project because there's a lot of layers, like what I did the first year I was in business, the second year, whatever. Like there's little pieces that have been living there for a long time. So basically I'm going to rejigger the services page and the packages. And then something I haven't put any attention on is I want to make some decisions around how I want to market the latest novella that I just published last week. I've done marketing. So that might just be a planning phase, and that's okay. I'm okay with marketing it later in the summer.
Excellent.
And I want to make some more videos, but I'm leaving that really loose and very gentle. So
If you want to.
yeah, I'm just holding that space. But that's just out there, like, yeah, I want to be in a place to make more videos about my personal share thingy. All very new and lovely. So that's it. Who has not gone? Carolyn.
John and me.
Carolyn.
Feeling really back right.
Yeah, you're looking ready for a nap to sleep too.
I think what was most helpful for me tonight is bringing in all the support system for me and bringing in all the support system for the client. That seemed really beneficial and something that I'd like to do in my practice. So you just going out there and, conquering the world by yourself, So I really like that. Yeah, and I hope in the next 2 weeks, if that's available, to have 1 or 2 things. So you can actually see what the heck it is I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then maybe a coaching call about next steps.
Yeah, that would be good.
Or at least schedule it within the next
Right.
2 weeks.
Yeah. So John, you're up.
Well, in the last installation, I had quite a breakthrough and sort of was able to bring some pieces of my broken heart back home, and I'm going to spend tonight integrating that and sleep really, really well.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting you had that constellation at the end of the day you've had. That was really cool. Carolyn and Joshua didn't get to see that, but he really, yay for staying awake, because I think John got what he needed. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Pays to stay awake and show up. The concrete things I want to do in the next 2 weeks, one of the things my new coach is pestering me about is following up with clients I've not followed up with. So I'm specifically going to connect with the Constellation clients of the last 6 to 12 months and connect with them. Not all of them. I got to do it one at a time because those are all personal emails. It's not a group email, so. But a few a week kind of thing. Develop my publicity plan for the next program, which is going to be a ancestral money teleseries during the summer. And then what I really want to do is make sure that I think about, meditate about creating, offering a proposal to all of you for the next thing after this, so that I've thought a little bit about that, and then give you guys a chance to respond to that and say what you might like next. So that's something that's really important. And then on a more personal note, just continue to do my own personal work, just like everything. And I'm going on vacation right after this series ends, so That's not that long in the future, so I have that fair bit on my mind. Going to Block Island. So.
Where's Block Island?
What?
Where is Block Island?
Off the coast of Rhode Island, it's my family home,
Oh,
which we are selling. So this is,
better go there quick.
yeah, well, we've been trying to sell it for a year.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't think I'd be visiting it this summer. So that will be very bittersweet.
I just have to say the exercise we did around support was
Wasn't that
very
awesome?
delicious.
Yeah.
It was super delicious,
Yeah.
and I look forward to integrating that into my office space, or my workspace. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, just like ancestors, creativity.
Yeah.
It's just, hello?
I already do a certain prep routine before clients, but this is like an added, like, ooh,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Or call them up and imagine their ancestors behind them and say, hi, how are you? I'm so glad you called. Just for a moment.
See what that's like.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, that does so many different things. I mean, you can imagine one thing that does is that now it's not all up to you. It's just to do your bit. That's it. That they're not resourceless. They're not a victim. They've got, or to ask for the answer, I want to offer something to this person. This person's ancestors, please help me be able to offer this well. Sort of thing you want to do. Yeah, it really, again, Bill Manley, Connecticut, one of my favorite constellation practitioners I ever met. I learned that one from him at the 2011 U.S. Constellation Conference. Very sweet man. Okay, we're not going to do a second Heart of Business thing because we did the amended one earlier on, and we're done, and everyone's tired.
Yay!
So see, I think we've got a call next week. Am I right? Am I remembering that correctly? No. Yes. No. No. No.
Yes.
Next week is the group is my free monthly one.
Okay.
That's what it is. Yeah. On the 11th is my free monthly one. So I will send you out an email, but put that in at 5 o'clock. Our group ones are at 6 o'clock, but the free ones that are open to the public are at 5 o'clock.
Oh.
So don't let that trip you up.
So this is awesome timing. When we meet next year, it will be the day after my paid workshop.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
Oh.
excellent.
So I'll probably be high again.
Excellent. Yeah, you sure will.
I have Carol question. Oh, I see. So 5 p.m. on the 11th. All right, I didn't have that on my calendar.
And I would be happy if you sent out that information about Ashley Apple's thing. I did see, after I saw his flyer, I decided, well, I should see what it is he's trying to do this flyer with. And I looked at her website, but it didn't really click for me, so
Did you watch your video?
I didn't.
I was impressed with
Do
it.
you want to close?
Yeah. So thank you, John. You have a good night, and if you're on the call in a week, that'd be great. Otherwise, see you in a couple weeks, and you've got several coaching calls left, so remember to connect with me about those, okay?
Yes.
You got to be used before July 2nd.
Right.
Okay, talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Good night. Go to bed, you silly man.
Good night,
Ah,
John.
John.
Okay, bye.